Well, the tire change is done. And on our way back towards home. Yeah, I wonder. Strobe. Cool, eh? I turn them all off. Turn it on. This is fade, that ain't fade, that's flash. There's another flash. You know, we'll go blue, we'll go green, we'll go, technically that's purple. But anyway. That's not going to show it the way I wanted to show it anyway. But, man, such is life. Driving on back again. One down and many more to go. That's just my life is. Not gonna complain. Making some money. Still got the light, corner light to fix on one truck to make sure it's working properly. And then what should be? Gotta get that truck in for a safety. So we get it back on the road, and then after we do that, that was my buddy Demon. He just got home. Life 360, people. Great tracking thing. It's hard on your data, but it's great. Get that truck ready for the road, get a safety done, E-test done on her, should be good to go. They'll be ready to rock and roll for the winter. And then there'll be a spare in case we need it. In case we have some heavy stuff to move. The other truck, we gotta get a sticker on it. This thing, I gotta get it done, ready for an E-test. Technically doing that right now. Just shh, don't tell anybody. There's stuff I added, you know, so. Not to mention the cooler, you can have the air coming in. Yeah. Just gotta know what you're doing. I still say it's nice being back in this old grill, even if the seat in this thing is kind of messed up on this side. I'm going to eventually get to fixing that. I got a couple of seats out of a Honda Civic. Putting them in. I got to make some brackets. Just be a bolt-in thing. You can always weld the seat mounts to the seat mounts, but that'll kind of put the seat up a little higher than I want it to be. Raining now. It's supposed to snow this weekend at least. It's supposed to. It didn't say it was going to. According to the weather report things. And then go through all that. Rock and roll. Hopefully get some recovery calls. A bunch of them would be nice. I'll go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Easy, some easy money per se. Of course, you know, if it gets really cold, people's vehicles are going to have a hard time starting. But it really hasn't been that cold, so to me, that's it's kind of a good thing right now, considering, you know, I'm going to have to move. In worst case scenario, I'll have to sleep in my camper, which will be interesting. Well, trust me, it'll be interesting. But, you know, such is life. They haven't outlawed these yet. Alright, this, I know, you see a butterfly, you know what? Tough luck. For what I paid for this, I saved some money just because of that factor. And it lasts longer battery-wise than the other one. The other reason I got it is because of this little port on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it that well. Probably see it a little bit there. It's a USB port. It's power out. So worst case scenario, something happens, I got some power to charge up the phone so I can get some help. Because when you're in the changing of climates, bang, 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 like it has been, it's cold, it's warm, it's cold, it's warm, it's hard on batteries. You gotta have some sort of backup. And I'm a hardcore smoker. And I'll be honest, I smoke more out here putting up with people telling me, oh, it took forever, I've been waiting for 30 hours. You've been waiting for 30 minutes. I know when the call was taken, I know when the call was dispatched, you've been waiting 30 minutes, not 3 hours, right? So I know this stuff, so somebody telling me, you know, you gotta have a smoke. And this is technically better for you than TMs, so. And for those of you out there that like to smoke some really good smoke, nothing against it, I'm for it. They actually, there's a way to put lube in here per se, if you people know what I'm talking about. And nobody can smell it. So, think about that. Vaping is supposed to be better for you anyway, so. Just give you something to think about there. So back onto the topic of the self-driving trucks and automatic transmissions and that. What do you think about right now? We got these trucks running down the road pulling two 53-footers, one behind the other one. So double the payload, and they got a stick shift. And they have to think a long ahead of when they normally would stop, now that they're pulling a set of train, technically A trains. It's the combo units, what the class it is. And trust me, people, I know what I'm talking about, an A train. Because you got the fifth wheel on the tractor, on the power unit, then you got your 53-footer, then you got a pedal hook, then you got a pup that is got a fifth wheel on it. Then you got another 53-footer. Okay? That's train setup is set up as an A train. B train, the fifth wheel is attached to the back of the lead trailer. Like my brother hauls. With his, I think he's hauling flatbeds. Don't quote me on that, because he might be hauling other stuff too. That's trailer-wise. But right now all I've seen is flatbed. So, he hauls a B train. Alright? Where the trailers are connected to each other directly. But an A train is separate, so technically there's 1, 2, 3, three pivot points. You got two 53-footers going down the road now. People have an issue with that. Now, let's make that truck an automatic. So you set the cruise control and down the road you go like I am right now with this 1-ton truck. You can laugh all you want. I'm a trucker. I'm a driver. I just drive a smaller truck. It's facts of life. I haul cargo, I haul cars, I haul vans, I haul trucks, I haul trailers. See? I haul multiple things. But I'm a small truck. And even when you put something big on the back of me, I have to think a fair bit distance of stopping. So I have to think ahead. Try to be safe. Now these guys hauling 250 3-footers, they have to do the same thing. Now let's give them an automatic transmission, which gives them one last job they have to do when they're driving. I'm not saying, hey, you guys out there watching my video right now, that there's anything wrong with, you guys, shouldn't have to work harder than you do. I'm not dissing you, I'm not praising you. Don't take it wrong, okay? It's just, it's an automatic transmission. You went to school to drive a tractor trailer, and I'm hoping you had a stick shift. Because not every company's going to have automatics right now. So I'm hoping that you got yourself a good job with a good truck. Whatever the truck choice is you prefer, I'm hoping that's what you got. However, though, my opinion, and a lot of people that drive, automatic transmissions don't slow down that much. You look at a car, it's the brakes that do the work, not the transmission. Something small doesn't wear out the brake pads as quick as something big. Now I understand all the trucks are going into rotors, disc brake systems. Hey, it's right on, it's cool, it's time the trucks are starting to catch up. However, though, that is a lot of weight. 20 tons of steel with just one trailer. Slowing it down. That is a lot of weight to slow down. Now, you're going to slow that down with an automatic transmission. You guys, prove me wrong. Put a video up there. Somebody put a video up. Copy the web address for that video on the truck slowing down. Show me a true video with a loaded truck going down a grade, and let's hear that transmission gearing down on its own without you gearing it down. And I don't think it's going to gear down as nicely as you doing it. Praise to the guys that can actually, drive a truck. Because it's not the getting up, it's the getting down, and you know what I'm talking about. You miss that gear, you're out of here, right? I grew up around trucks. I was taught by one of the best. Even though he doesn't like his son that much, and he doesn't want to see his grandkids, I'll still say he's one of the best drivers out here. But that's my opinion. Your opinion could be different. So everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But, you went to the automatic transmission with these trucks before they were technically ready, put that Atlas tranny in there, and now they're coming out with self-driving trucks. We don't even have self-driving cars successfully on the road operating 100% yet. And you're going to start throwing tractor trailers out here that are driving themselves? Now, mind you, you've got to be in the truck behind the wheel, but the truck is still driving itself? It's starting to get scary, people. And believe what you want, okay? We're trying to make our computers technically think for themselves. AI, artificial intelligence. Now, I understand the benefits, coming home and your lights come on for you. Motion sensors will do that for you. Not a computer, setting the temperature in your house for you at a specific time. All this stuff doesn't have to be hardwired into a computer. It's got its own little computer. Timers and motion sensors and stuff like that. Do you really want a computer system out there that's going to think for itself? I don't want to be mean, people, but think about this. Look at the movies. Now you're going to sit here, well, that's just the movies. How far-fetched is that? Some of those movies. Artificial intelligence. All of a sudden, it's hooked into a network. Well, that network controls a bunch of other computers, machinery, robotics. It probably wouldn't take long for this piece of machinery to be controlling that piece of machinery, and that piece of machinery is building stuff for this computer. Sounds far-fetched, But look at our assembly lines. Machines are running around, moving parts around. There's machines building things. There's machines being, controlled by computers to make the steel, to make the parts, to do this stuff. Like, I'll give you an example. One of these stamping places in Woodstock I worked at is a temp. Yes, you had to technically push the buttons. Wouldn't take much to automate that. And kaboom, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. All of a sudden the machine's doing it all. It may be far-fetched right now, but it's going to happen. Right? They're tracking our cell phones. They're tracking what we like and what we don't like, so they know what to try selling us. It wouldn't take much for a machine, like a computer, to actually sit there and take over. Right? You got a self-driving truck. Okay, now when I worked in a garage, everything has a default. And if it functions properly, its default is to shut down. Okay, your cruise control, default, off, won't come on. That's a good feature, right? It's a switch. The switch for your brake pedal to turn it off isn't functioning right, so instead of just not being able to turn it off, you can't turn the cruise control on because that switch isn't working right. Great default. Crank sensor's not working right. Car won't start. Right? This kind of stuff. Now, that's saying it worked right. I've towed probably, give or take, I'm going to estimate at least 4 cars that I completely remember. So I probably could tell you where I picked them up at and where I took a couple of them to. And, I know I picked up 2 right by Woodstock here, and I took them out of town. Now, the default on the cruise control is to shut the vehicle down. Turn the cruise won't come on, so the vehicle doesn't rev up, it doesn't try going really fast. 2 of these vehicles, the cruise control came on, and they couldn't shut it off. They had to shut the engine off, turn the key off. Very smart thinking. So, that's a minor malfunction, but could have been a costly malfunction. They were smart, they turned the engine off, unlike that Toyota. They did everything but turn the engine off. He might have turned it off, I don't know, I wasn't there. But it tried running out of control, right? Hit the brakes, burned the brakes off, car didn't want to stop. Now, add a computer into this equation. It can get very dangerous. I'll highlight a TV show back in the 80s. Well, actually, I think the first part of the 80s started to carry into the 90s, if I remember correctly. They made 2 cars. The one car's program was self-preservation. Very unsafe. Because it got dangerous. So, they shut that one down. The second car, you guys probably know the show I'm talking about now. Knight Rider, KITT. When they made KITT, they made car first. His thing was self-preservation. Knight's automated roving robot. They made KITT. Knight Industries 2000. Well, KITT's was human preservation. It was programmed not to hurt another living thing. So therefore, that was a better program. You cannot tell me that you're going to program something and its defaults are always going to work properly. So, that being said, here's the issues. If the defaults don't work properly, what's going to happen? Alright, you always got to think about that. These guys aren't going to warn you about this stuff. We are creating our own doomsday, whether anybody likes to believe it or not. These people that are trying to live off the grid, hey, all the power to them. They're actually trying to enjoy luxuries and live the way we used to live. Right? Wood stoves and stuff like this. Well, I'm not going to say 100% that it's not pollutant, but it's a lot better than burning gas, right? A lot better than burning coal, that's for sure. See, with the technology we were working with, yes, we have tried to work our way into a better technology. Watch how fast we're pushing this, though. Because today your cell phone is something you put in your pocket. Tomorrow your cell phone might be implanted. You know, medical surgery, right? Like, I'm not trying to scare you, but that's what can be happening. That's what they're pushing towards. They're trying to work on contacts right now that... Tailgate a little bit, aren't you, bud? They're trying to work on contacts right now that'll give you a display. So what you're watching right now, just imagine not having to look at a computer screen. You know, it's automatically already there. Makes it easier for them to imprint commercials to sell you products that you probably don't need. But you want them. I know, because I do too. I just don't make enough money to have a lot of this stuff. So, you know, you gotta watch this, because like self-driving cars aren't even on the road totally yet, and they're gonna start throwing self-driving trucks out here. You know that's not safe. I give TELUS credit with theirs. You know, you always have, supposedly always have control of that car. You can knock out the autopilot at any time. They still need to keep working on the testing though. So Tesla, if you end up watching this video, hey, there's some praise to you. You know, you're honest. If your car gets in a wreck, it's your own fault, right? I give you that. At the same time though, keep working on it. You might have something there. But please, people, don't be pushing for this artificial intelligence too much. It could get dangerous. Come on, we're flying drones miles away, and we're bombing countries with a drone. Wouldn't take much for a computer to take that over for you. And then what's going to happen? All right? They've already got an issue with us bombing people remotely. Think about it. All of a sudden, here goes a couple of Scud missiles, right? You're going to know where they're going. Who pushed the button? Probably nobody. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't want to scare everybody. Just out here trying to make a living, and you know, I'm finding this stuff out as time goes on. And, you know, I thought you guys, some of you just don't know about this, but you know, self-driving trucks. There's YouTube videos of it, so take a look. You know, self-driving cars. There's been on the news about that. And people are still working on the AI software. If you've watched Terminators, Terminator Salvation, all of them, been a big Terminator fan, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all that. I don't want to be mean, but that is part of the problem. Is the computer software, not the hardware, but the software takes over. Do you really want to rely on a machine that its default might malfunction? Right? So, it's just my opinion. It might not ever happen. You might want to think about it. And those people here that I've been watching that are living off the grid, you know, their little homesteads, tiny house on wheels kind of stuff, hey, all the power to you. It's a great way to go. I love your thinking. One reason why I got a camper. It's a small home. It's on wheels. Now, mind you, I'll probably modify mine to be more for my needs and what I want to look for, so I can do more stealth per se. But that's just me. I want to be like fully self-sufficient with mine and do a lot of boondocking. Because, why not, right? Give me a nice little piece of land somewhere where, you know, people aren't just gonna, I happen to be in the area. Yeah, right, you did. You're nosy, that's what it is. And all the people that are nosy, I don't blame you. Because there are some people on the YouTube channels here that they make a living off YouTube, like Redneck Rickham, from what I've been told. He makes a little bit of money. He doesn't make a lot, but he makes a little bit. I'd like to say One Pug's Life, he's making a living off YouTube. I'm not for sure. He's never said so. Nobody's ever told me he is. Dave's Farm. Oh, yeah. He's openly told us that he's making a living off the YouTube channel. Hey, and all the power to you, you know, like, right on. It's a great way to make some money. You know, you can work your job plus make some money. It's a great way to go. So, to yous out there that are making money off YouTube, right on. And if you're not and you just, you know, trying to keep your family up to date on what's going on, that works too. Like my daughters, I hope, are going to be watching my videos. I hope. Not guaranteeing. But such is life. Anyway, I'm back at my home base right now for another few days or so. And hopefully everybody out there, your day's beautiful. You get to enjoy life. Hey, 2 videos in one day. Can't beat it, eh? If you actually watch them. It's up to you. If you don't watch them, hey, I'm sorry I'm not making anything that's really entertaining for you, just blogging. If you are watching them, thank you. If you subscribe, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. If you like the videos and you hit the like button, I greatly appreciate that. I don't know how much I could say thank you to you. And you find videos up here that are just kind of out of the blue, weird stuff. That's just me, I'm weird. But I hope you enjoy the videos. I hope you'll find some enjoyment in it. I'm going to try doing more blogging and videoing of my life without, per se, showing the company I work for. Even though it is a good company, they've just asked that they not be put up on YouTube, so that's what I try to grant their wish and still do my videos so that my daughters, as they're able to watch the videos, they can watch past tense stuff, and future is what comes on every day. Because they need to know what their dad's doing. They need to know where their dad is. I'm their biological father. And I want to be around as long as I can. And if something does happen on the highway, I want to give them an ability to see what their dad did. You know, I'm not trying to turn any of you away from my channel, but it's more for my kids, and it's more for me to blog and complain about things I've noticed and give you a heads up today, like the self-driving trucks and the AI stuff. You know, let my kids know what's going on in life. My son lives in Guelph with a white-collar worker. He works for sanitation for Guelph, Ontario, Canada. The other family that my kids are with is in Ingersoll. They're an upstanding couple. There's them and a bunch of other kids that reside in that household. They're offering to be the adoptive parents, which I don't like that myself, but at the same time, they strike me as people that are really going to be looking out for my kids' best interests, education, religion, stuff like that. So I'm not going to turn that away. My daughter, oldest daughter, is 8 years old. She's now a Christian. Not going to preach about religion to any of you. You all have your own religion, and I'm open to listening to everybody's religion. I was raised one way, but I still keep an open mind. There's things in the Bible that don't add up, and then there's things in science that add up more, and then things in science that don't add up. You know, you got to put pieces together and see what things actually are. And who knows? When the time comes, hey, maybe I'll be up there partying with them. Then again, maybe not. Maybe I'll be reincarnated. Or maybe I'll just be a pile of dust or dog meat on the ground, right? Who knows? We never know what's going to happen. But hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. If something happens to me out on that road, and somebody was nice enough to post the video up because it was recording at that time, watch the video at that time, please. Don't look down on it. Don't cry. Go roll yourself a joint if you smoke. Crack open a beer, whatever you do. Sit there and toast to the factor that, hey, I don't have to sit there and beat my head against the wall anymore to try to get ahead in life. But anyway, this video is kind of long. Don't see you around, I'll see you square, as old Fanugan used to tell me. I'll catch you all on the flip side. We're out of here.